Hi there, my name is Jen, and I am an actual physician, and I'm here to talk to you about 6 possible causes for your tinnitus. I am very passionate about tinnitus in real life and have had a fair amount of success with my own patients, helping them to get to the right specialists and get the right treatments that they need. So if you have any questions, unfortunately, I cannot give official medical advice because I haven't met you. So anything I say is just self-care, different ideas for you to look through with your physician, okay? But a lot of times people feel like, why is this happening to me? Why did I start getting these sounds? And I'd like to kind of help you get some ideas of avenues to search down. In the background of this video, there's going to be a little bit of helpful white noise, some crackling sounds, just to kind of make it a little bit more bearable, and hopefully make this video a little bit relaxing as well. And then for all of you who don't have tinnitus and are just here to kind of relax and get those lovely sounds, welcome as well. Okay, it's lovely to see you. So, 6 possible causes. Let's start with the first one, venous abnormalities. This is not a very common cause, okay? But it is an important one to rule out. If you have a hum that changes when you turn your head, you need to talk to your physician about getting you to a vascular specialist or HENT specialist, okay? Vascular abnormalities, meaning there's something wrong with the blood flow, and that's causing the sound, can be more serious and can put you at risk for other kinds of, they want to make sure that you're not at risk for stroke or things like that. I am not saying if you have a hum, you're going to automatically get a stroke. Please don't take this video for panicking. This is, again, just to help you find the right avenues for how you can, where you can start researching, because I find a lot of patients, they go to the doctor and people say, well, that's it, you just have tinnitus and there's no treatment for it. And they don't tell you why, they don't tell you anything. That's not helpful. So, important possible why is venous abnormality. Big thing is, does it change when you move your head or when you press on your jugular vein? Your carotids and your jugular run next to this big muscle here. Your sternocleidomastoid, mine is very big because I've been working out with my neck. Or because I'm just fat. So, right along there, okay? Vascular abnormalities is something to look into, okay? That can be because you have a inborn thing that's different with your vessels, with your blood vessels, and it just got worsened with age, or you can have atherosclerosis or a plaque or something like that messing with it, or some kind of mass pushing on one of the veins, okay? So that's something to be get looked at. If you have clicking noises, it could be myoclonus of your palatal muscles. That means the muscles in your palate, that connect to where your nerves are. All of that is connected. So your palate is connected to the nerves that run to your ears. If it's like repeated clicking, it could be that you have spasms way back there. Okay, so that's something to have them look into. It might be good to go to an HENT specialist for that. Another one to look for is Eustachian tube dysfunction, okay? If you've been exposed to beam radiation, you've had a sudden weight loss of 30, 40 pounds in a month, like a ton of weight loss really fast. When you talk, your own voice sounds too loud or annoying to you, or if you hear sounds like an ocean roar, or it changes when you're breathing, like you're breathing, and you hear like this roaring, whooshing sound, you could have something wrong with your Eustachian tube. What is your Eustachian tube? So, your Eustachian tube helps drain out like your earwax and other stuff like that down, out of your ear. So that can be dysfunctional and that can be a problem. Okay. It's not the same as when people talk about getting tubes put in their ears. They get a little hole in the tympanic membrane to help drain pus. It's a little gloopy gloop to help drain things, not just pus, but other things, so that people don't get so many recurring infections. That's a different kind of thing. The Eustachian tube is a natural part of your body. It's a natural tube in your ear. Okay. So another thing is, if you have a history of whiplash injury, a traumatic brain injury, either of those can cause eustachian tube dysfunction. Not eustachian tube dysfunction, tinnitus. They will not cause eustachian tube dysfunction. What they'll do is they can cause the little hairs in your ears to begin to signal when they're not supposed to. I'm not talking about actual hair. I'm talking about the little, there are these little trigger hairs inside your cochlea, okay? If you get hit in the brain hard enough, or you get whiplash, you can have a nerve problem that causes those to move and tingle all the time, making sounds when they're not supposed to, and that can cause tinnitus. So one way to prevent that is to get very quick and immediate treatment for any kind of concussion or brain injury early on. This is something I see a lot with soldiers who have tinnitus, is that they didn't get enough rest after they hit their head, basically. And maybe they didn't lose consciousness when they hit their head, but they still had a pretty bad concussion. And really, you're supposed to be immediately after concussion, at least 24 hours to 48 hours in the dark, doing nothing. I have my patients do 48 hours, and I have them come back, and if they're still having problems, then I put them on 5 days doing nothing. So, and that's lying in the dark, not looking at your phone, so forth. If you don't get appropriate treatment for which is rest, basically brain rest, for a TBI, you can have problems like tinnitus. Now, after the fact, you can go, so I send my soldiers to, we have a special Intrepid center where they are TBI specialists. As a civilian, you can ask your provider to send you to a head injury specialist. See if they have, I am actually not very familiar with civilian options for a traumatic brain injury specialist, but there should be concussion specialists that they can find for you. If they can't, you can try and see if a neurologist can help you out, would be my next best bet, if it was after you got hit in the head, okay? So that or whiplash injury can cause tinnitus. Treatment prognosis is not particularly great if that's the cause. Then you are very likely to have tinnitus for a while. So then you can look at my other video about different treatment ideas and coping ideas, but this one is about possible causes. So we'll go on to the next one. Okay. If you have ongoing headaches, which again happens with you got hit in the head, but they're localized to a specific place. If you have neurological findings, your physician finds abnormalities on your neurological exam, or you are having problems walking, and this is all developed over a period of like weeks and months, you need to ask about getting imaging, especially if you have tinnitus only in one side, because those, I'm not saying, again, if you have those symptoms, I'm not saying you definitely have a tumor. I'm saying that is a possibility, okay? So especially, like I said, if it's on only one side and you're having problems walking with ongoing headaches and strange neurological findings when your physician examines you. So ask for a neurological exam, and then that can rule that out, and then you don't need imaging if you don't have any of those things and you have a totally normal neurological exam. Okay, so there's good options for you. If you have dizziness, you may have Meniere's disease, which is inflammation of the nerve that goes into that ear, basically. Okay, and there are a lot of treatment options for that as well. Don't ever let someone tell you that there are not any more possibilities. Sometimes the possibilities may be more experimental, but there's always something you can try. Okay, so that's another possible cause, is a brain tumor or Meniere's disease. All of these that I've mentioned so far are not the most likely cause of your tinnitus. The most likely cause is the last one I'm going to mention. Okay, so which we're ready for now, actually. Like we said, it's not on one side, it's not pulsing. Those are all important things. So if you have none of those symptoms that I mentioned earlier, and it's not on one side and not pulsing, the most likely is sensorial. What does that mean? That means that there have been some very loud sounds. Maybe you have some occupational exposures. Maybe you're a rock star or a construction worker, and that has caused these little basically trigger hairs in your ear to be wiggling, 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 wiggling when they're not supposed to. Okay, that is the most likely cause, especially if you also have hearing loss with it. Okay, I have another video where you can check out 10 different treatment ideas. I wanted to break things up, or sorry, 9 different treatment ideas. I wanted to break things up because I did upload a really long video that will go way more in depth into everything I've talked about, but it is whispered, and some of you like that because it's relaxing, and some of you can't hear that. So I wanted to kind of re-upload a little bit more information in a shorter format with, you know, a little bit of still some good relaxing sounds in the background. Okay, I hope that you found this video relaxing, and I very much appreciate you taking the time to join me. So like I said, this is something that's really important to me. I had my feelings pretty badly hurt on the Reddit when some people were like assuming things about me that are not true, like assuming that these are not real things and I'm not a real doctor. I have my license number in the description below, so you can check it out, and all of the things that I suggest are things that I've either tried for patients myself, or that there's good evidence for, that it's standard of care according to various organizations, or you can look up the studies on PubMed, which is the most important thing. There's a lot of my videos, you'll see I link each individual study. For these tinnitus videos, because there is so much literature, I'm just going to recommend you search each of the things that I've stated into PubMed, and then you'll find things there, okay? Like I said, I really, really, really hope that I can help you feel a little bit better by sharing some of this information with you. Thank you.